You are too smart for your own good. Now, what I mean by this is that we oftentimes, when we are contemplating taking an action, get stuck in the contemplation phase. We typically will think about doing a thing, and it becomes a rather laborious task in our mind because we're coming up with all the reasons why we shouldn't do it, or all the reasons why it's hard to do it, or all the different things that we have to make sure are perfectly in place before we do it. When oftentimes the best thing that you can do is simply to do it. Just do the thing, right? I will use myself as an example right now in the car, right here. I'm recording this video. I'm just sitting in my car for a few minutes before I have to go to a class, and I am recording a video. Now, granted, it's not going to be the greatest video of all time by any means, but I decided to just, you know what? I have my microphone with me. I'll just go ahead and record right now. Let me just come up with something to record, right? Now, obviously, would it be better if I just have a script and I have a whole plan situated? Yeah, sure. It might be better if I have like a content plan and everything. But if I were to spend a lot of time like making sure I have a perfect script and everything, I mean, I wouldn't have a video right now, you know? And it's a delicate balance, obviously, because if you fly by the seat of your pants all the time, there is going to be like an upper limit to what you can do, right? Like the quality of your content is going to start to fall short, right? Like this is fine when you are just starting off on social media. If you're just starting off creating content, then this should be totally fine, right? But if I were to have like 1 million subscribers, this might be a little bit of a weird format. So it's a delicate balance for sure. But I think just when you take a look at all the people who have some measure of success, like I'll use the guy Togi as a great example of this. The guy's on record stating his IQ is 79. And he's massive influencer. He's got tons of sponsorships. He's got a Lambo, got a giant necklace with his name in diamonds. You know, I mean, granted, he's not the greatest role model. If you're at all familiar with him, he's not a very like you know, he's not living the most respectable lifestyle, but he's rich. He's rich as heck, apparently. I mean, if he hasn't gambled it all away yet. And I'm not saying that you should imitate Togi, right? Don't do that. Like I say, he's certainly not a role model, but he's not. I mean, again, he's on the record saying his IQ is 79. Now, I'm not one of those guys who thinks that IQ is just the end-all, be-all, like, indicator for your intelligence and how smart you are, but the guy clearly is not, like, super-duper genius-level intellect, but he's rich as heck. And on the other hand, some of the smartest people I know are barely getting by. And the reason for that is because the smarter people end up thinking about all the things that could go wrong. Whereas I'm not going to say dumber people, but the less intelligent people, the less intellectual people, simply just get out there and do the thing. And the delicate balance, when you can strike the right balance of, okay, I'm just going to get out and do this thing, and then I'm going to learn to improve my craft, right? Like the microphone that I have now. I think it's better audio than it was before, right? So I wouldn't have learned that if I had not just gotten out there, recorded a few videos, kind of looked at them myself and been like, okay, the audio is maybe not the greatest. And then somebody actually commented on my most recent long form video saying, I would watch this, but it's kind of hard to hear. And I'm like, okay, that's my wake up call. I'm getting a microphone, right? not even an expensive microphone or anything, but you know, like my point being, I'm making progress on YouTube. Like it's not a huge amount of progress, but I'm making progress. And the thing is, if I spent all my time thinking about like, oh, well, I have to make sure that I have a microphone first, and I have to script all my videos first, and I have to have a high quality camera first. Like, again, all these things are important, but I think just getting out there, just get your foot in the door to whatever you're doing, right? Like, again, like even take going to college as an example. Let's go completely not entrepreneurial. If you're just going to college, what is your like first step? Applying to college, right? You don't have to spend all your time thinking about like, oh, well, I got to make sure that I'm ready to move out so I can live on campus. I got to make sure that I'm, you know, like you don't do that before you've even applied. You apply first and then you see what their answer is and then you move from there. And that should be how you approach all manner of things, right? Like even like getting a job, you know, like just getting a job after college as another non-entrepreneurial example. What do you do first? You apply. And if they say no, then you apply to a different place. You don't make sure that, oh, I got to make sure that I'm certified. Sorry, I dropped my mic. I'm just going to hold it. But like, you don't make sure that you're certified in every single thing that particular job requires before you even apply. You apply for the jobs that you're certified in, or you find your interest and you get certified in those, and then you apply to the jobs that just fit that, right? You don't find a job and then unless you really want that job, right? But I'm like, you don't go through a list of like 10 jobs and then get certifications for each and every one before you even bother to apply. Like that's ridiculous. And for some reason we think that that's different from doing something entrepreneurial, right? Like to start a business, what do you do first? You create an LLC, right? You get an idea for what kind of business you want. And then you just start, right? You file the LLC, you get the relevant documents, you get a logo, you get a name, and then you start advertising yourself, right? You know, I mean, if it's a brick and mortar business, you want to make sure that you have a storefront. But again, like, you know, imagine you're a restaurant. Imagine you're trying to start a restaurant. Like you shouldn't think about like, oh, well, I got to make sure that I have this amount of salt shakers and I've got this amount of tables and chairs. Like you're not going to buy those things before you've even bought the building. You want to make sure that you have the building first. You want to make sure that you have the relevant legal documents first. So just, and again, like you don't buy those things before you have the documents. You get the documents and then you buy the things once you have everything in place, right? So thinking about what you need to have in place is important. I'm not saying that you shouldn't put any thought into it, but don't over prepare. Just take the first step, and then like think about it for a bit. I'm not saying don't think about it at all, but if you think about it for a little bit and you say, okay, so it's going to go this, you don't make sure that you have the second and third steps done before you even do the first one. Do the first step. That's my advice. This is kind of a weird video because I feel like this is more, I'm not sure if anybody else has this problem. This is more for me. Because I feel like I kind of do this, but I'm trying not to. Like here, I mean, partly why this video is kind of a little meandering is I didn't have a content plan. I didn't have a script. I literally just started recording. So like I knew I wanted to maybe try to record a video, so I brought my microphone, but I didn't really have a plan or an idea. So yeah, but that's about it. I'm not going to continue meandering, but if you made it all the way to the end, as always, I appreciate you. Have a great rest of your day.